Welcome into another episode of Beach Please podcast. I'm Danielle with Lenore.
Good morning, afternoon, night.
Whatever time of the day it is that
Whatever
you
it
are
is.
watching. If it's 3 a.m., that's fine because I'm probably still up as
Wonderful.
well. All right, Lenore, we have a really exciting episode today. We are going to be talking with a local photographer and going to learn a lot of cool stuff from her. The main thing we're going to be talking about with her is photographing short-term rentals.
Yeah, so important. I didn't really understand the importance of photos until I started speaking to her, but I think she's going to give some great tips and some knowledge from her years of experience. So I'm excited for you guys to hear that as well.
Yeah, so think like, okay, you're booking a vacation, you're going on a site, trying to, book somewhere that you want to stay. You want to book the place because of the photos you see, right? So the photos are so important, but she is like storytelling with her photos, and she's even sometimes using models in her photos. Like, she's doing a lot of cool things. So, I mean, there's a lot to learn in this episode.
Yeah, and not only is she great at short-term rental photography, but she also has a background in weddings and headshots and things like that. So I'm sure she's going to share some tips for people that maybe don't own a short-term rental, something that you can bring with you on vacation.
Yeah.
So
I know we
I'm
all have our
excited for that
phone
too.
and take pictures on our phone, but I'm telling you, like, once you speak to her, you're going to be like, yeah, I need her services and I need them now.
Yes.
So she's super awesome. We're so excited. Okay, y'all know that we love to start the episode and always shout out like a cool restaurant and a cool drink we got from the restaurant, because y'all know we got a lot of that here in Myrtle Beach. So we have a really cool drink from Uptown Prime.
They are
Lenore,
so
tell us.
amazing. It's probably one of my favorite restaurants now. They're new. They have opened, and we went to their grand opening.
So fun.
Amazing. If you're local and you haven't been to Uptown Prime, please take one night and just try them out. I'm telling you, you're going to be blown away. The featured drink this week is from Uptown Prime. It's called the Carolina Barbecue Margarita, and we are in full margarita season. So this one is just a great touch. The drink is pressed limes, fresh pineapple, tequila, mezcal, and chili salt around the rim. It's so good. We had one when we were there.
Oh, of course we did. Y'all know when they make the drink, we got to drink it.
It's so good. And then Uptown Prime, they're a modern steakhouse. Again, if you haven't been, please go. They have perfect pours and Southern charm. The inside of that building, the thought that they put into every single detail, fresh basil growing outside, like everything is just wonderful. They have the largest selection of bone-in steaks in the Grand Strand, and their craft cocktails. We told you about one. They have many, many more. So if you haven't been, I encourage you take one night. It's a great date night, a great casual night, a great family night. And they open at 4 p.m. So give them a try.
Yeah, they even have a really like big wine list and a really cool like outdoor space.
Yeah.
You can do like, think like rehearsal dinner, bridal shower, birthday party, all that. They have the space for it, and like they will go all out for you.
Oh, they do.
Yeah.
They do on just a normal day. But even more than that, they have, I know a lot of people are always looking for private space. They have a great private space, too, with its own private bar. So if you have something special coming up, give them a call. They'll work with you.
Yep, and we loved being at their grand opening. Such an awesome place. So shout out to Uptown Prime. Thank you for that delicious drink.
And shout out to Seth and his brother, Saul. Great guys, and I wish them the best of luck.
Yep. All right, now I really want to go to Uptown Prime, so we're going to have to probably do that here
It's time
soon.
for margaritas.
Yep, time for margaritas. And now we're going to bring in our guest, Michele. Our guest today is Michele Coleman. She is a photographer in the area. We are super excited to have her on Beach. Please welcome Michele.
Welcome.
Just a little bit about Michele. She's been doing photography for over 20 years. She knows her stuff. So, Michele, you do stuff like you photograph families, couples, high school or college seniors. You do headshots, branding sessions. And something that we're going to be talking about with her today that she does is short-term rentals. You've been getting into that. So I want to start off, though, with photography. How did you get started?
Well, I actually found photography in college when I was studying journalism at West Virginia University. That's where I'm from originally.
Hey.
But I've been here for 9 years. So yeah, I took a photography class during college for my journalism degree. Kind of fell in love with it. Had my first gig by the time I was 21, and went full time in photography around age 26, 27. So I've been doing it for a long time. Full time 19 years, but over 20 years now.
That's awesome. When you first started in it, what was your first focus in it before you branched out and added more things to your resume?
Well, I was always a people photographer. I love doing portraits and families and high school kids and events. I used to be a wedding photographer. Weddings were a big thing for me, but I just stopped doing weddings last year.
That's okay. We understand.
Yeah, so I was mostly all about people and moments. And then when I relocated to Myrtle Beach, I got into doing some real estate photography, and then a couple rentals here and there. And then I realized I really liked the rentals. It was kind of my thing, so I kind of made it one of my niches. And last several years, I've really been trying to focus on doing more vacation rentals, on adding services.
Yeah, so that's perfect because that's exactly what we're going to be talking about with you today, because that it's such a big industry for that here. So people want to come here because they see the photographs, right? And they're like, I want to rent that place because of the photos they see. So we got to talk about your photographing a short-term rental, kind of take me through the process. What do you need to get so people are like, I'm booking this place?
Well, I mean, I kind of see two different types of properties here in Myrtle Beach from my perspective. Okay. And don't want to be negative Nancy in any way. But I see properties that are very cookie cutter, we're going to put bare minimum in those to rent them for a specific price a night and keep them booked all year. And then I see properties that people really put thought and care into. They curate their spaces, they design them to look comfortable and inviting. You can really tell the difference when you walk in a place if the owner of the property has really put thought into it. And for either type, to grab someone's attention to want to book that space, you need to present several different things. Like if it's beachfront, you want that wow image of the view. You know what I mean? That's generally going to be like your first picture, your wow image. You want to show the comfortable hangout spaces, like nice shot of the living room. It needs to look comfortable and inviting. This is where we're going to hang out when we're on vacation, you know. You want to show a nice kitchen shot, you know, like people like to cook when they come on family vacation. They don't necessarily want to eat out every single night, though. Some do, but you want to show what's there, especially if your kitchen's been updated and it's really nice. That master bedroom, you know, where are you going to sleep? That bed needs to look inviting and comfortable, right? So, you know, those are kind of some of the main shots you're going to want. Now, if you have like a beach house and you have like outside of your beach house, like beautiful string lights or amenities underneath the house, you could do like a twilight shot, the house all lit up with the string lights. That's always like a nice hero shot to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are just a couple examples of what could draw people in. But you know, those initial 5 or 6 pictures they're going to see is really going to determine if they're going to keep clicking through or not.
Yeah.
So Michelle, I have a question. I have a property, and when I take a photo, it looks nothing like what something you would do or would showcase.
Yeah.
What is the difference between me going around my property taking photos of the view and what you provide?
So you're taking them with your phone, I assume.
Of course.
So even a really beautiful space with beautiful light and beautiful decorations can really, we take them with your phone. First of all, there's not a wide enough lens in that phone to get the real grasp of the space. You get lens distortion, things like that. But even the most beautiful spaces can look dark and small and outdated on phone pictures. So the difference between you taking phone pictures and a professional coming in with a professional camera and professional lighting and the know-how is the images are going to look fresher, cleaner, brighter, and just overall better. I mean, and you can tell when you, like, if you're scanning like through Airbnb, like you can tell,
Yep.
you can totally tell the difference between amateur or professional photos. And to me, as a traveler too, like I kind of click off of it when the pictures are. Let's just face it.
Yeah.
Even at as a consumer and a photographer, if I'm booking my own Airbnb, I want to know that they invested in professional pictures of the space, that they take it seriously. You know what I mean? Not just throw up a listing and hope to rent it.
Right.
So.
I think also, especially in this time, right? Everyone is trying to save money and everything else. If I'm spending money on a condo on the beach, I want to make sure, like you said, the kitchen, if it's updated, because so many families gravitate in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Like those things matter when you're promoting your property. So I agree. I think, if you're going to invest in a property, you definitely want to showcase it the best to your ability.
Yeah. No offense, but I don't understand people drop $300,000 on a beachfront condo hotel, and then you walk in and it's all the broken down furniture from the last people that owned it. Like, you need to put some care into it. You need to put some thought into it. If you don't, and it's huge competition now. Huge.
Yeah.
Saturated.
And yes, very saturated here. And we've had so many investors come in from out of state since COVID that people are just buying up these properties. But the difference is they're coming in and they're doing something new. They're doing something fresh. And so some of the more outdated places around, they're not going to be able to keep up they're not being able to keep up as much with these newer spaces that are very curated and decorated nicely and provide lots of amenities.
Right.
So,
do you think you mentioned about, what it looks like and if it's updated? What are some things that you would expect to see if somebody updated a property? Let's say I'm just, maybe I have one property. I don't have a lot of money, but I don't want it to show up in photos looking, dated or whatever. What are some things you would expect to see if it was to show up well in photos?
Okay. Yeah. Well, get rid of the outdated furniture. Add some color, add some spice.
Okay.
I feel like a lot of short-term rental owners, especially on the beach, especially the condo hotels, they sort of have this attitude like, I want to put bare minimum in there. I want to put cheap stuff in there because they're just going to get broken and people don't, but you're going to attract what you present. Okay. And if you want, that's the truth, right?
That's so true.
So if you decorate it really nicely, and you're going to attract those people that appreciate those things. They're not going to break your stuff. I mean, sometimes accidents happen. But
do.
like if it's updated, I would expect to see newer furniture. Now I have a lot of short-term rental owners that they thrift their furniture. They buy used stuff, or they repaint it, refinish it.
Shout out to Facebook
They mix the new with the old, right? There's nothing wrong with that. Just freshen your look up. Paint some walls. Do the big thing now is doing like one accent wall with a really cool wallpaper, funky wallpaper. That looks really good in pictures. It creates a selfie space in the rental. It just adds a lot of interest. You want to make sure your utensils and your pots and pans and all that is freshened up. You don't want stained up looking stuff in there.
Right.
You want the linens to be nice and modern and crisp, and don't underestimate what a rug or a couple pillows can do in the space, just to make it look more inviting and look more colorful and nice in pictures. There's a lot you can do, and it's little things, little tiny things that you can add to make your space look more inviting and interesting. And that's what people are looking for. They're looking for somewhere where they can really hunker down for a couple days or a week and enjoy it.
Relax and recharge.
Yes,
for their
relax.
week. The 1 week you get off from work.
Yeah.
You want to be refreshed.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I feel like, so you've seen both sides. You've seen the ones that really put an effort to it, and you've seen the ones that do the bare minimum. Obviously, we say go all out, put the effort into it, because like you said, you're gonna attract that type of clientele, right? That they're not gonna want to break your stuff.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about the ones that you've seen that you've been like, wow, this owner did their thing with this one, and you were like really impressed, and hopefully other owners will take tips to do that as well.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll pull from my brain a recent shoot a couple weeks ago, actually, in Surfside. I think it was like a 2-bedroom oceanfront condo. The lady was from out of state, and she came down. They bought the place. It was a great place to begin with, but she had to put her own spin on it. But she really went all out. Like the decorations were gorgeous. Instead of going with like all beachy stuff, she was like a mixture, just very subtle touches of beachy decor, but it was mostly just really neutral, relaxing palette. But the thing that stood out to me about this owner, like, you open this storage closet outside the bathroom in the hallway, she had all these little plastic bins, and she had them labeled with things that you would need, that you like, just anything you could think of it you might need when you're on vacation. Bandages, stuff for babies, like just all this stuff stocked in there. Anything you could think of you would need. I was like, wow, this is amazing. Like, this owner really put a lot of thought into it.
Nice.
And we made sure to capture pictures of those, because I mean, that's something when they're scrolling through, like, wow, this has got everything I need, you know?
Right.
So that's one thing that really stood out to me. Is she just put a lot of thought into it. I mean, and those type of owners, they're gonna put like some beach chairs and some beach toys in the closet for people to use.
You capture that in your
Oh
photos
yeah,
too?
yeah. You want anything special that's a special touch, you want to capture and put in the photos.
I was gonna ask some of those special touches, like what have you seen? The ones that like stop people in their tracks when they're like scrolling through. They're like, they had that. That's so cool.
There's a lot of things that could be. In some of the oceanfront condos around here, I've noticed people renovating, and they're taking out those old Murphy bed corners.
Yeah.
They're taking out the Murphy beds, and then they're creating like this little nook, and they're like putting like wallpaper and shelves in there, and putting like a desk area.
Ooh, I like that better than
It
Murphy
looks
bed.
really cool.
Yeah.
And it's really inviting. And, a lot of people have to do a little bit of work, catch up on their emails while they're on vacation, let's face it. So having that little nook where they can sit down and catch up on some work, and it looks really cool and inviting, like it's a space that makes you say, oh, I want to sit down and work in that. So that's like one example of something that I think is really cool.
It sounds like when you're saying that, special touches, it's not a lot of money.
No, it doesn't have to be.
It's just little minimal things that people maybe aren't even thinking about, and they turn it into a special moment for them.
Definitely.
I think that's really cool that, you're not saying go buy an 85-inch TV.
No.
It's things like putting things in bins for people that need it in the moment, and they weren't thinking of it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And a lot of owners these days you walk in and they'll have like a welcome basket on the counter. Some people want to put those in their photos, some people don't, just in case something would happen and they
didn't get
it there in time or something. But and you see a lot of coffee bars coming up.
Yeah.
Coffee bars are a big hit.
Yes.
And I've seen some elaborate ones. Very elaborate. Like,
Yeah.
they'll have like 3 different coffee makers: your espresso machine, your Keurig, and your regular drip pot. And then you open up like this drawer, and there's like all these different brands of coffee, K-cups, and everything. Like,
Wow.
very elaborate. And that's something that I feel like really pops in the listing, especially for coffee lovers. If it was me, I'd be like, I'm staying there, because I drink coffee all
Preach
day
it.
long. But
Yeah. No, and when we were building the site and putting like all of the different options on there that people could select, one of the main things was like, I need to know, is it a drip coffee maker or a Keurig coffee maker? Or do you have an espresso machine? Things like that. So
Yes.
it being in photos is really important.
yeah, and I've had owners specifically say, when we're talking back and forth planning the shoot, hey, can you make sure you take a picture of the drip maker that's in the cabinet, because I only have the Keurig on the counter and people will ask. And I understand that completely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think photographing everything is actually really important. Like,
Oh, yeah.
even those little things, like, you might not think much about, like, even the owners might not think that. And you're like, hey, we need to photograph like this and this, let them know you have this in the kitchen, because that stuff stands out. When you first have that conversation with an owner, what are some things that conversation is like? Like, are they asking you, like, hey, help me stage my place? Or, hey, I'm going to send you some decorations. Should I buy these? Is that how the conversation goes?
Not so much on the decoration advice, although I would love that because I love to decorate. But and I've had a few things here and there. But usually they've already been to my website and they see that I offer the base packages for for short-term rentals. But then I have my add-ons, which is like, do you want me to stage your table, set up the dishes and everything on the table to show, to not only to style the table better for pictures, but to show what you offer. Or food and beverage staging, which can be like some oatmeal and orange juice on the counter, or wine and some glasses out on the balcony, or like a tray breakfast in bed, popcorn and games on the coffee table with the TV on, just different things. So I can offer those styling situations. You can add on drone photography if you want to show how close the property is to the beach. Twilight photography, where I go right when the sun's setting and I get those all the lights on in the house. Like I said, like you could do like string lights under the porch and things like that. But usually they've already seen what I offer, or maybe they didn't see. So like I will say, hey, do you want to add on any services? Sometimes if they're from out of state and they can't get here to do their own styling beforehand, they will hire me for those things. Sometimes, occasionally, they'll be like, oh, I'm going to be in town that weekend. I'll go ahead and set everything up for you. But I would say 90% of my clients are from out of state. The owners are from out of state. And so they're just sending me in with the access code. I go in, I do my photos, I lock up, turn the lights off, lock up, and leave.
So owners normally aren't there during photos?
Normally. Occasionally. Yeah.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so I will talk about, hey, is your property already listed? Can I see the listing? Because that's really going to help me. If it's already listed and I see the photo, I get an idea of the space I'm going to be shooting, how to improve those photos and things like that. So that's helpful. And sometimes it's like, well, I don't have it listed yet. I'm waiting to get pictures. Understandable. But I ask them, what are some points that you really want to highlight in your pictures that you offer in your space? And sometimes they don't have anything for me. They're like, just show the view,
Do your thing.
Okay. There's no problem with that either. But we'll discuss that. We'll set a date and time, and I usually try to shoot properties in the afternoon light because the sun's up overhead and you get those nice blue skies and the natural light coming in, but it's not too bright or too dark. So usually in the afternoons, but occasionally if we just can't, like if they're like, well, the property won't be cleaned until this time, so sometimes it's later, but
yeah,
for the most part.
You were talking about the listing part. I am curious to know. So obviously, sometimes people are not going to look through the 30 to 50 photographs. They're going to look through the first 3 to 5 and immediately know if they want to book the place or not from those first photos.
Yeah.
What do you think the first 5 should be to be grab that attention immediately?
Yeah. If the first three to 5 photos don't get their attention, they're not going to keep clicking. They're going on to the next one. So they really need to wow them. I would say, and I mentioned this earlier, like your wow shot. So that could be simply your view of the ocean from your property.
What if they don't have a view?
If they don't have a view, it could be the beautiful living space where everybody's going to gather around. Like I said, maybe it's a stage shot of the living room and there's like games sitting on the coffee table and snacks. That's inviting.
True.
If it's a beach house, but it's like a couple blocks from the ocean, but they have like amenities underneath the beach house. Like I did one the other day, and they had a little putt mini golf thing set up, and then they had a ping pong table. So we did some twilight shots with all the string lights on, showing all those fun activities. Yeah, that's cool. If there's like a game room,
which is so popular now.
Game rooms are popular. Yeah, so like get a really cool shot of the game room with the fluorescent lights of the games on. That can be a draw, especially if it's a family that has kids. But just if your space doesn't have the view, or you feel like it doesn't have the wow factor, you can create a wow factor. Like with staging, you can do lifestyle photos, which I do offer as well, like where we actually bring in models. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
So they're acting like they're the.
I
guests
did
in
one
there.
most recently. There's a place, I don't know if I'm allowed to mention like
Yeah.
actual
Yeah.
places, but there was a guy from California who recently purchased an old hotel in Myrtle Beach called Finn's Inn,
Mm-hmm.
and he completely renovated it and wanted to do some new marketing. So we brought in a family of models, and we photographed this family all around the little resort, in the pool, enjoying a snack by the pool, mom sitting in the pool chair reading a book with a sun hat on, the family having breakfast together, mom's putting the breakfast on the table to the kids, then they're playing games in the living room. So it just it's action shots of people enjoying the spaces, and it's called lifestyle.
That's so fun.
Yeah. So it's a whole thing. So if owners really want to go all out,
Right.
that's something I offer.
We're okay. So are the people in Myrtle Beach? Are they local people in Myrtle Beach?
I draw from just like
Awesome.
some people that I know in Myrtle Beach, and sometimes I do a casting call.
So that's a great opportunity for people too, right there.
Yeah.
Hey, that's okay. So if you
I haven't
really
done, I
wanna
haven't
go
done a
out-
lot of them yet.
Yeah,
But
it's
I think
there
I
if
think
you
it'll start
want
to pick up. I think it'll start to
Yeah.
pick up, because if you look at the rental market outside of Myrtle Beach and other areas, say Florida and places like that,
Mhm.
you scroll through the Airbnb listings in Florida and stuff like that. You'll see that stuff popping up.
Ooh.
It's starting to become a thing, and we're a little bit slow here in Myrtle Beach sometimes. Sometimes things roll out a little later, but I think it'll come. I think it'll come. People start to see the value in it.
Yeah, I've heard somebody else say that they have used models or lifestyle
Yeah.
models too.
And I've used like the owners themselves, and maybe
Okay.
they don't want their face shown,
Right.
but like they're in town for the weekend when I'm shooting, so like we'll do like them, like there was this one girl who, she had like one of those egg wicker chairs on the balcony,
yeah.
and so we put her in there, but she had a hat on, and she was kind of turned, just reading a book, so you didn't see her face, you just saw her hands and like her body, and she's reading a book, or like her hands preparing a meal on the counter, or like her, like a glass of wine going up, but you don't really see her face that much. So so I've used owners' kids.
Okay.
Yeah, they're like, well, we're here with the whole family, we can use the kids. I'm like, okay,
They probably love that too.
let's do it. You got a game room, we'll put the kids in there, we'll have them all playing
Right.
the video games.
That's so
good.
fun.
That's good for memories too. when you
Yeah.
use your own.
Yeah, I mean, it really just depends. Like if you have like a condo that you kind of like to market more toward couple retreat
Mm-hmm.
type, then maybe you just want a couple. Show them picture of the couple cuddling up on the couch or something like that, relaxing in the hot tub.
Yeah.
But if you're trying to draw a family, you'd want to use family models, kids, and things like that.
Yeah, because I feel like every place has like the different type of people they're looking for. You know, like a condo is very different than like an oceanfront beach home, all that. So you've really like taken a deep dive into the short-term rental with your photography.
I have.
It's
I
awesome.
really enjoy it, and I feel like if you're a photographer that likes to tell a story, and let's just be honest, I've been a storyteller in that way for over 20 years. I shot weddings for a long time. But I found this new passion in rental photography, and I can also tell a story there, from the moment, the first picture of what you see when you walk in the door, to the experience of, say, families hanging out in the pool. Like, you can tell a whole story with the property, depending on what kind of property it is. So I really enjoy that. And there's nothing like, I'm not trying to brag, but there's nothing like going on Airbnb and scrolling through and seeing like some of the top properties from
Yeah.
Myrtle Beach. I'm like, I shot that one. I shot that one. I shot that one.
To your
Good
own word.
for
Let's
you.
go. Let's go.
That's really cool, you know.
Yes.
And I've gotten like, there's nothing that means more than when an owner will write me back and say, thanks to you, I have been, now I'm like in the top now for the area since your photos. That's my goal, is like, I want you to be able to rent your place to the clientele that you want to attract, and I want my photos to do that for you. And it's an investment, and it's really not a huge investment.
Yeah.
Like, we're talking about professional pictures are cheaper than a new living room suite for the space. Like, by far,
Mm-hmm.
depending on what all you have done. But
Yeah.
I feel like it's definitely an investment that you're going to get a return on for professional photos of your vacation rental.
Do you find that most people will contact you because they've done a remodel or because their photos are not hitting the way they should on a platform?
They're all of the above.
Okay.
Like I've had some where they're like, I just need interior photos because we repainted and we added new furniture. Okay, that's fine. I get people who say we just bought the place and renovated it and we need to launch it.
Right.
So it's the whole thing.
Good.
Well, I feel like I've learned so much from this interview. I know like other people watching this are gonna be like, oh wow, like it's just so much interesting stuff that I never knew about for like the short term. When I'm booking for a vacation, I never thought about the photography process behind when I'm booking. So that's really, really
So
cool.
important
Yeah.
to showcase your property.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Where can people find you? Because I know they're gonna want to after this.
Well, if they want me to help with their vacation rental photos, I can definitely do that. But I also do family pictures and couples and high school kids on the beach. I have a studio on 79th Avenue North where I do headshot sessions. If you're looking to do branding photos for your business, I do that. But my website is mcolemanphotography.com.
Perfect.
I'm on Facebook and Instagram, both under Michele Coleman Photography. Just remember, there's only one L in my name.
One L.
Mom had to be different. So
I feel you on
makes-
that.
But yeah.
All right. Well, we're not going to let Michele go just yet because we like to play a little game at the end of our podcast. You know, just a little fun game about Myrtle Beach. So you ready, Michele?
I hope so.
Okay. So Myrtle Beach, are we doing seafood buffet or are we going to a steakhouse?
Me personally,
You personally.
I don't eat a lot of seafood.
At the beach. So
sorry.
steakhouse.
Probably.
Is there one in particular?
Yeah.
Tell
Um,
us.
What's the name of it? It's the it's over by Broadway. You come around with the big plates of meat. Rios.
Oh, that one's good.
I love it. The Brazilian.
The meat
Yes.
sweats
Oh.
after. Yeah.
Yeah.
And when family comes to town, I've taken them and they love it too. So
Yeah.
That's such
a
a
good
good
spot.
the fried pineapple is the best.
Yes.
Like I really go for the pineapple rather than
I
steak.
get so upset when they go around and I'm not ready for them with that pineapple.
So come back.
Yeah, you
Circle
gotta
back.
go put another
Pineapple's
one on the
really good.
grill.
Oh, that's a good one. Yes, definitely a good place to try. Okay, what instantly tells you someone is a tourist? Anything goes here.
Well, I'd say number one, Horry County instead of Horry County.
Mm-hmm.
But also like they're wearing hoodies and it's like 85. I'm like, what?
That's so true. It's Horry County, which I understand if you don't live here.
I made that mistake when I moved here, you know?
You have no, and some people that live here still don't say it right, so it's
Right.
fine. It's fine. Okay, a restaurant you defend with your life, no matter what.
Dirty Murder Wing Company.
I love them.
I know.
Yeah, they're so good.
They are good.
Yes, they are. And the owners, shout out to the owners. They are awesome. Oh my god.
Don't let the name fool you.
No, they're just having, and you know what? They're just having fun with that name because I've met
Yeah.
the owners. It's just,
It's actually a really cool, catchy name.
it is.
I
Dirty
mean,
Noodle.
we're saying it all the time. You might as well market it.
They got the perfect location too. I was just thinking about this the other day when I was passing by. I was thinking, you come right off the airplane,
Mm-hmm.
boom, right near the airport.
You're gonna see it.
So like I've done that with family. Like I picked them up at the airport. I'm like, let's go eat some wings. Get right to Dirty Murder.
What do you? They have so many sauces. What's your go-to?
I'm a sweet person, so
Okay.
I like all their sweet stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Great place. That's a really good one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Most Myrtle Beach thing you've seen.
Most Myrtle Beach thing I've seen. Oh, that's a hard one.
I know because there's so many.
Well, I saw this post on Facebook the other day that was kind of. It was like, I don't know if you guys saw it. Like it was
You
like
probably did.
somebody was standing
Oh, I know
outside a
what you're
hotel
talking
with a
about.
sign. And it was like,
Yes.
they won't give me my deposit
Yes.
back. And the like some lady that worked at the place was like holding a sign too that said, it's because he did this, this, and this.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh.
Can I just say, Deb, who is filming us right now, is shaking her head too. That we've all seen it.
You saw that post? I mean, I don't know. That's definitely Myrtle.
It's
to
so-
me.
Yeah. Okay, so are you gatekeeping local spots? Or are you recommending them to people?
I'm always recommending. Like, I make it a point, like when we're walking, like with my family beach sessions, like we're walking off the beach. I'm like, so you guys have a favorite restaurant here? They're like, yeah, we don't know. We haven't been here. I'm like, let me tell you, go here, go here, go here, go here. I'm always telling them.
Tell us your top 3 you recommend.
Well, if they're staying in Surfside or Myrtle's Inlet, I'm like, you need to go over to Southern Chicken.
Really?
You ever ate there?
I live in that area. I've never been there.
Southern Chicken.
Okay.
It's all you can eat buffet.
Ooh.
Hometown, like good old home cooking taste. Best fried chicken you'll eat. Well, you
Okay,
can tell I like
really?
food, right?
I
But
love
yeah,
food. We all love food here.
if they're in
Yeah.
Surfside, I'm gonna tell them go to Southern Chicken. It's great. If they're Myrtle, I might tell them go check out Magnolia's on 26th.
Another one. I haven't
Another
been to
good
yet.
home cooking place, right?
Yeah.
Go to Conway. There's some great restaurants in Conway. Make your way over to Conway. Like, it's sad because like a lot of times people come to Myrtle Beach, they don't really venture out and see all that the area has to offer. So there's a lot. There's a whole lot here.
60 miles of beaches and little towns that people, like you're just saying, like Conway. That's so true. It's like, if you want to drive a little bit,
Yeah.
it's worth it. Like
like
no matter
Anto's
where.
Pizza, that's like
Yeah.
world renowned now over in Conway.
Yeah.
It's
So
worth
many good
checking out.
Okay, now she's put me on to some spots to try. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, okay, I need to be a better local, I guess. All right, well, Michelle, we appreciate anything else, Lenore?
I think just one question if I'm a viewer and I'm visiting. Give me one tip I can do when I'm taking photos on the beach with my family. If I can't afford a photographer or if we're just trying to make great memories, what's something that you see people do that you wish they would do differently?
Yeah, you do. You see a lot of families setting up on like a tripod, setting the timer, doing their own thing.
Mm-hmm.
I would say just don't do it in the middle of the bright sunny day. Go either at sunrise or within an hour or so of sunset, and make sure you check the wind, the miles per hour on the wind when you're gonna go, because that matters. Oh yeah, like if your wind is gonna be more than like 10 miles an hour on the beach, that hair is going everywhere.
Right.
Like, as a matter of fact, if it's 14, 15 miles per hour, I'm probably going to reschedule that photo shoot because, yeah, it's hard to deal with that hair whipping all the time.
Yeah.
That's
All
a lot
right.
of retouching to do, too.
Okay,
Great
so
advice.
wind and then lighting is everything. There's certain times the light is the best.
Yeah, I mean, you can do a photo shoot in the afternoon on the beach with the right equipment.
Okay, perfect.
But really,
Most people don't have
yes, that's
the
correct.
equipment.
That's correct.
Yeah, I have my little. I don't even want to show you the photos that I've tried to take for our family Thanksgivings and stuff because it's a little bit embarrassing.
Hey, you know what?
So, but I learned.
Best
today.
camera is the one you have. As long as you're taking pictures and capturing those moments.
Yeah,
There you go.
There you go. That's perfect. Michelle, thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much.
For
Thank
coming
you
on
for
the
having me. I
podcast.
really
Amazing.
appreciate it. I hope your podcast really reaches a great audience and takes off.
Yeah, and you're start booking her for your short-term rentals, y'all, because she knows her stuff. We appreciate you, and thanks for watching this episode of Beach Please
Thank
Podcast.
you.
See you next time.